What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today when I talk to you about Ripple, I want to go over some of the current data points, latest in updates, including a huge upcoming catalyst. I want to go over all the things that you need to know, but first make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Ripple is up 1.4%, a lot of good volume, to 1.1 billion in the last 24 hours. Generally, I like to look at that as a key indicator in among itself, because you need a constant inflow of capital. If not, you're opening yourself up for a little bit more of a pullback, but nonetheless, Ripple being green, it is breaking the trend. And I know that sounds relatively weird considering even over the last month, it is up 44.68%, but over the last 4 days, it has been red. So today's breaking the trend, showing signs that it wants to finally move higher. And on a side note, all of this volume recently been getting into Ripple, despite the crypto fear and greed index only being under the greed category, is rather impressive. Imagine if it was under the extreme greed, how high potentially it could have gone. So things are looking pretty a-okay if you ask me. One thing as well to take note of though is Ripple is number 3 based on market cap, so it was able to kind of overdo Tether. I still do feel, even though Ethereum's been rather popular recently over the last 5 days at 5.52%, I do still feel that in 2025 Ripple is going to exceed Ethereum. I know, unpopular opinion, but with this catalyst right here, it could definitely happen. So I think in general, a lot of individuals, including myself, have been looking forward to a potential Ripple ETF. So on the 25th, the SEC is deliberating on whether they're going to approve a Ripple ETF. And so in general, time frame wise, we should be hearing probably back in like 1 to 2 weeks from this. So that will cause not only a massive amount of volume to get in, probably about 3 or 4x at the very bare minimum, but the actual underlying price will go up dramatically because of all this buying. So at the end of the day, you could see a huge, massive breakout occur. And we've seen similar type of things happen under Ripple and Ethereum as well when these big announcements are kind of take place. Generally, over the last little bit, there has been a little bit of profit taking coming from long. So this just show all the liquidations. So you had a nice little squeeze on the 16th when shorts did liquidate about $57.6 million worth. So pretty good stuff for that. But since then, it looks like longs have been kind of liquidating and returning. So not necessarily the best, but I think in general, now the market is waiting for the next big catalyst, either on a macro standpoint, which could potentially come this week, or like a follow-up to this announcement right here. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Some key levels that you really need to watch for though, with it right now at 318, it is trading between this pivot and this S1. So 297 followed by 277 is going to be support levels. So if you're looking at averaging down, dollar cost average, or just swing trading, just kind of orient some of your bias towards there. Flip side, 330 and then 363 is going to be the next strong target / resistance points. And so in general, I do feel that it's starting to build up some pretty good momentum. And this upcoming week, we will be seeing massive just volume continuously getting into Ripple and cryptocurrency as well. We've seen a lot of rotations occurring in the money market into equity and crypto. So there is big money paying attention to these types of technical breakouts. So if it does near this 330, you'll see a nice push in volume, getting it above that. So ultimately, I do feel with this catalyst, which favorably it should come in, I think generally you'll see a new 52-week high on Ripple as well. Most likely you'll never see these levels ever again, let alone the $2 range. So give yourself a shout out if you were buying in the $2 range like myself, or even below that at the dollar. If you've been holding for a while, give yourself a shout out if you're a true OG. But generally, I think patience is finally paying off with this catalyst. And I think this is just going to be a domino effect. There's going to be more and more catalysts really pushing Ripple higher. So let me know your general thoughts on that in the comments below. If it is able to get above that 330, then I feel like it's just an easy hop, skip, and a jump to roughly that $4 range, then potentially to that $5. So let me know your general thoughts. Do you think that it's going to come to fruition finally, or do you think the SEC is going to knock Ripple down just based on it's history. So what's your kind of viewpoint? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. If you are looking for some solid buy signals, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, crypto, many of which have been absolutely on point. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.